In this video, we will be reviewing how to use percents to solve problems. So let's review a topic, and the topic is finding simple interest. Simple interest is a really good topic to understand because this is how the banks work, and this is how you can make some extra cash if your sibling decides to borrow some money from you. Simple interest is a way to make extra money. To calculate the interest, you calculate the principal, which is the starting money that you borrow, times the rate, times the time. So if it's 1 year, you'll multiply by 1. So in this example, Aiden just purchased 2 new skateboards for him and his brother. He borrowed $100 from his dad, and he must pay it back with the 25% interest. So in this case, we want to find out how much money he owes his dad. So we want to see what the interest is first and the total amount of money Aiden must pay to pay back his dad. So to find the interest, we'll multiply the principal, which is the starting money, the rate, and the time. So let's highlight the key information. 25% is the rate. $100 is how much he borrowed from his dad, and that would be the principal. We're going to assume the time is just 1. Since the time was not mentioned in the word problem, and we can just assume that Aiden is going to pay his dad back within 1 year. To solve this out, we're going to find the interest. So I is equal to principal, which is $100, times the rate. Remember, we change the percent always to a decimal. And then we're going to multiply it by time, which in this case is just 1. So to calculate, you know 100 times 0.25. You can also change 0.25 to a fraction to help you out. If you know 25% is 1/4. Also, you can multiply 100 times 0.25. You'll get 2,500. Move it twice. In this case, 100 times 1/4 is 25 because 100 divided by 4 is 2, 8, 25. So we know that interest is 20. Interest means how much extra money Aiden will have to give to his dad. So the question is, how much money does he owe his dad? That means how much does he owe in total? Since he borrowed $100 and he owes an interest of 25, we're going to add it. And we can see that Aiden owes his dad $125. So this is a quick way that Aiden's dad made money from lending his money to his son Aiden. So to find total cost, what we do is we start with the actual cost, which is the starting price, and then we add the markup. Like in our case with the interest, we added the interest to find a total. But if it's a discount, then instead of adding the discount, we're going to subtract the discount. Pretend like a car was $1,000, but we're going to take a markdown of $10. You know, the total cost now is 1,000 minus 10, which is $990. So in your try it problem, you were given the problem that a few years ago, a skate shop originally sold a skateboard for $96. Today, the same skateboard is sold with a markup of 25%. So when you see the up, we know we're going to add the cost. The question is, how much money does a skateboard cost today? Show your reasoning. So to figure out the markup, what we want to do is find out what is the increase. And to find the increase, we know it will be the cost times the rate, or the percent, or cost times the percent change. So in this case, we know the cost is $96, and we're going to multiply it by 25%, which is 0.25. And similarly, you could change 0.25 to 1/4 because they're the same thing. Then we know it's 96 divided by 4. And if we divide 96 by 4, we get 2. And then we get 16. And 4 times 4 is 16. So we know the markup is $24. Since the markup is $24, we know the total cost is the starting cost plus, because it's markup, plus the markup. So we know the original cost is $96, and we're going to add $24, And 96 plus 24 is $120. So we know the total cost of the skateboard is $120. So make sure when you find the total cost, you have to factor in the starting price. Now the question is there another way to solve this? And the answer is yes. You can use visual models like a fraction slip, so here. And what we know here is that basically the original price, which is 100% of its cost, is $96. We're trying to figure out 25% of the 96. So 100 divided by 25 is equal to 4, meaning that we could cut this square into 4 parts. So what that means is because the total cost is $96, what we know now is that a fourth of it, meaning if you divide 96 by 4, it will be 24. So we know 25% is $24. Now, because it's a markup, what that means is we're not going to get rid of the square. We're going to actually add this to the original. So we know the whole box is $96, and we know an additional 25% is $24. So the total is our final cost, and our final cost is 96 plus 24, which is $120. So we can use a visual model to guide you, because you know we're not going to pay for a small portion of the cost, but you're going to pay by its full cost. So your next try it problem is Dylan buys a varsity jacket for a clothing store in Fullerton. The price of the jacket is $80 and the sales tax is 8%. What is the total cost of the jacket? So take the time right now to figure out how much the sales tax is and how much the full cost will be if the sales tax is applied to the sweater. So welcome back. How do you find the cost of the sales tax? The idea is very similar to markup. We're going to use the original cost, which is $80, and we're going to multiply by the sales tax, which is 0.08. So some of you ask, how did you get 0.08? And we got it because when we work with percent, to change it to a decimal, we move it to 2 place values to the left, and that becomes 0.08. So to find the cost of the sales tax, we're going to multiply 0.08. We'll get 0.64, 0.0, 640. But because there's a decimal, we're going to move it twice, and we get our sales tax is 6.40. Now, sales tax is an additional cost. That means we have to add it to the original cost. So the final cost will be 80 plus the sales tax. And since the sales tax is 640, we're going to add 640 to $80, and we get our final cost as 86.40. So Dylan, in this scenario, will pay $86.40. And what you notice that when you go to stores, the price tag that you see on your clothes, like a jacket, is different from how much you actually pay when you go to the cash register.